Hello there, how you doing? I haven't posted for quite some time in this channel, so I apologize. Today I'm going to check out this video called Two Brazilians React to Portuguese from All Over the World. Can they understand them? I don't know, this is gonna be very interesting. I've reacted before to the video where they did the telephone game between the Portuguese from Portugal to the Portuguese of Brazil and all the other people from other countries that had to pass on the word. It was really fun, and the differences between the Portuguese from Brazil and the one from Portugal. So this one is gonna be even more interesting because we get even more nations on the line. So I would say without any further ado, I'm gonna do it like this because I'm afraid if I make it bigger, the screen, my big face will cover it. So yeah, let's check it out this way.
Wait, what? No, we didn't see the other ones then.
Second
the
one.
second one? Can see. Okay.
Oh, that's from, wait. I think that's from the channel that I've reacted to before. I love languages. Go and check it out, definitely. I've reacted before to the Imperial Brazil, if I'm not mistaken.
No. My dad's from...
Like from Brazil, I would picture it more like here, very nasal.
Yeah, we are way too nasal.
But this is here.
It's
This
like
is
here. I don't mean to offend anybody, please. Hello. Did you say hey?
Say hello.
You said hello? I swear to God that you said hey.
Brazil.
going
But we're in Brazil.
I'm from São Paulo, the ABC region, São Bernardo do Campo in Brazil. What about you?
I'm also from São Paulo, but the countryside that he calls São José do Rio Preto.
We have the same R.
Yeah.
Oh, very different. Brazilian Portuguese varies so much that depending on the region you're at, sometimes you might not even be able to understand what they're saying.
Like
right?
not
Oh.
fully at least, because they use different words
Really?
for different things, like different words for certain things, and sometimes pronunciation is different. Even grammar sometimes is slightly different.
Yeah.
Not grammar, but
I wonder something. I mean, I know, of course, when they teach you Portuguese from Portugal, the standard accent that you're gonna learn is the one from Lisbon. And then there's variation from each of the region and the islands. But what about from Brazil? What is like the main accent that they teach you? Like the one that everyone knows, oh, this is the one from Brazil. From which part is it? From São Paulo, from Rio de Janeiro, from Brasilia? I don't think so, right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know it. Because, of course, it's very different from place to place. So I wonder what is the one that they say, oh, when you're learning Brazilian Portuguese, is the accent from that part of Brazil. Which one is it? Let me know.
like I use você, people use tu, or
Porque se você fala desse jeito, tu no Rio Grande do Sul, o pessoal vai entender o que você está dizendo. I love you.
like the R's.
That sounded super Italian, the accent. I'm not even gonna lie. Like some accent like from Veneto or someplace like
In
that.
Portuguese changes a lot.
A lot, special. I think is the thing that changes the most, or that we can point out easily. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think I've.
Oh, wow. Nortista, Costa Norte, Nordestino, Serra Amazônica, Baiano, Sertanejo, Mineiro, Fluminense. Fluminense, the football team did pass the FIFA World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, right? Carioca, Caipira, where the caipirinha comes from, I'm guessing. Paulistano, that's Sao Paulo. Sulista, Florianopolitano is Florianopolis, no? E Gaúcho. Wow, that's super interesting. Wow, we definitely need to check out some of the videos. I mean, I have so many videos about Brazil to make, like the oh my god, the etnias from Brazil that I keep getting recommended that I will do very soon, and many more. But yeah, I wanna keep on checking out videos about Brazil.
I've ever actually seen a map of accents.
I only know it.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I'm like, oh, it's around there, it's around here,
Yeah.
this part. We're
We're caipira.
We're sure. Será fora nossa senhora de...
He's regretting his decision on reacting to Brazilian.
It's like, not you, Dom. I'm actually kind of excited to see the differences because like I do know some, but I know that some of them I'm not going to be able to point out where they're from. Are you confident with it?
No, probably not.
Guess the
Let's
region.
talk about the Brazilian Portuguese varieties. It is spoken by almost all of the 214 million inhabitants of Brazil. Let's hear the beautiful sounds of their language.
A cambachirra fez seu ninho na garagem. Uma vez, os mais velhos levantaram o voo. Eles queriam arranjar algo de comer para os mais novinhos. E deixaram os pequeninos tudo sozinhos.
That sounds very Portuguese European, right?
Um tempo depois, o pai cambachirra tornou a voltar. Que diacho é esse que aconteceu aqui? Disse ele.
That's caipira.
Yeah, that's caipira.
Oh.
That's caipira for sure. I think that one was caipira, like pretty sure.
What if I drink like 5 caipirinhas? Will I be able to speak caipira then?
Like people say that in my town, so I just
But cambachirra.
because actually caipira is kind of similar to like mineiro and things. So
I don't think it's mineiro because of the R.
torno.
Tornou, comer, that's very caipira. Very caipira.
Certa vez, os mais velhos saíram para conseguir alguma coisa para os filhotes comerem e deixaram os pequenos sozinhos. Depois de um tempo, papai Rouxinol volta para casa. O que aconteceu aqui? Ele disse. Quem machucou vocês, crianças? Vocês estão terrorizados.
That just sounds like São Paulo.
No, but they use the R, not the R.
I'm gonna get everything wrong.
I'm not that confident though.
I mean, to be honest, probably I wouldn't be able to do that for Italian accent. Maybe, I don't know.
Again?
Costumava ter seu ninho na garagem. Certa vez, os mais
Yeah,
velhos
that's not-
saíram para conseguir alguma
that's not
coisa para os
Paulista.
filhotes comerem.
I would say it could be like Fluminense or Brazilians. It's not so strong like the Carioca.
Yeah, it's not carioca for sure.
Definitely not Carioca.
I would say Fluminense.
Ah,
Like the R's and also the S.
if it was Carioca, like we mentioned, we're sure it's not. It would have much more of a sh.
The vocabulary too. Like the
Yeah.
first one had cabreiro. Vocês? No. Fi. Something like that.
Yeah, which are some words that like we use on very specific regions of Brazil. So that's why it's easier to guess. This last one was a little bit harder though.
Yeah.
I think it's either from like Brasilia or it's Fluminense. Because like I know Brasilia, they also do the
The way this one's written, I feel like it's gonna be carioca.
Yeah.
A curruira costumava ter seu ninho na garagem. Uma vez, os dois mais velhos saíram voando. Eles queriam conseguir algo de comer para os mais novos e deixar os menores sozinhos. Depois de um tempo, o pai curruira volta para casa. O que aconteceu aqui? Ele
I like their puzzled face. I'm like, oh my god, which one is this?
diz: Quem machucou vocês, crianças? Vocês estão todos tremendo.
O que aconteceu aqui? Where do they say like that? It's up, but
Well, this is hard.
I'm not sure. I know for sure it's not from the south, but I don't know from where then.
It's not south for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. I don't know how sertanejo sounds.
Me neither, I'm not, but they do have a strong R, just like Aipira. That's tough. But they didn't. They had like a clean R sound. Oh, that's so hard.
We'll circle back to that.
Yeah,
We'll think about that one. I need to listen to all of them and be like, oh, it's written there. It's Fluminense.
Oh, it's
No way.
no, I didn't see the other ones then.
First one was caipira. Okay, we got that one right.
Okay, the first one is Caipira, we got it right.
Second
The
one.
second one?
Baiano.
Não.
Não é baiano,
Não é baiano, não.
Play that one again. It's not
Can you play that one again?
It's not baiano.
It's
There is
not
no
baiano.
Certa vez, os mais velhos saíram para conseguir alguma coisa para os filhotes comerem e deixaram os pequenos
That's
sozinhos.
not
Depois de um
baiano.
tempo,
Not
papai
baiano. No, it's not baiano.
baiano.
And I can say that. My dad's from Bahia.
What do you think, guys? Is that Baiano or is it not?
Their accent is so different. Lower and it's like much more sang, like a song. So they actually talk much more like that. And no.
I think that's somebody from São Paulo trying to speak baiano.
Yeah. Definitely. Nuh-uh.
They should get people from the
place to.
I feel like it's the same guy trying to do the accent.
A carriça costumava ter seu ninho na garagem. Uma vez, todos os mais velhos voaram. Eles queriam conseguir algo de comer e deixaram os pequenos sozinhos. Depois de um tempo, papai Carriça retorna ao lar. O que aconteceu aqui? Ele diz. Quem machucou vocês, crianças? Vocês estão aterrorizados.
I think like they're trying to read way too well because if they were reading the actual accent, it would be so mumuch different.
It wouldn't be that clear.
It wouldn't be that clear. Can you go back on that one, just like the text?
I think there were only like a couple of parts where I can kind of like.
For example, o que aconteceu aqui?
O que aconteceu?
Quem machucou vocês? And they speak very fast and everything like very shortened. That sounds a little bit different than it's actually supposed to sound like.
What I can also tell is like their A's are a little bit brighter than
Yes.
some other accents.
Yes, that's true.
A carriça costumava ter seu ninho na garagem. Uma vez, todos os mais velhos voaram. Eles queriam conseguir algo de comer para seus filhotes e deixaram os pequenos sozinhos. Depois de
Okay, I have to be honest, I don't know any of these accents, so that's why I'm not even trying to guess, but I just love the difference between each of them. Wow, this video is great.
Papai Carriça retorna ao lar. O que aconteceu aqui? Ele diz. Quem machucou vocês, crianças? Vocês estão aterrorizados?
There was like 2 words.
Yeah, there were 2 words at most that sounded kind of from the north.
Or maybe I'm just really bad at accents, but for me that the D's was like...
I know I'm not that good with accents either, but there are some.
They're just very...
specific.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the word. Very recognizable. That,
Ooh, good. That would be Minas, that would be Nordestino, that would be Baiano, that would be from the south. Very, very strong south.
like, it could be from the north. I would kind of mix up
Yeah.
between them because I haven't visited that much and I can't pinpoint, but they still have like, you can tell that it's from the northeast, for example.
Yeah. Oh, I think it would have been easier if they have like people from the
Yeah.
place. So that would be like, Okay.
Those Koreans are cheating. They're too lazy. They just find the first video and played it. Just like I do when I make reaction videos, but hey.
A carriça costumava ter seu ninho na garagem. Uma vez, ambos os mais velhos saíram voando. Eles queriam conseguir algo de comer para os mais novos. E deixaram os
They are from
pequenos
the place,
sozinhos.
no?
Depois de um tempo, o pai carriça volta para casa. O que
Aconteceu
aconteceu
aqui,
aqui?
ele diz. Quem machucou vocês, crianças? Ou vocês estão todos apavorados?
That's so São Paulo. But like, not our São Paulo, but like center São Paulo.
Like paulistano.
Very Paulistano. The R and the S are so strong. The S is super and the R. That's actually the accent that I hear the most. Is closest to Spanish. Yeah. Like people hear it and they go like, oh wow, I thought it was a Spanish one because of the R. Yeah.
Really? I don't know.
A carriça geralmente faz seu ninho na garagem. Uma vez, as mais velhas foram embora voando. Elas queriam pegar algo para os jovens comerem e deixaram os menores sozinhos. Depois de um tempo...
That's carioca. That's carioca. Estados.
A carriça geralmente faz seu ninho na garagem.
Garagem. Foram embora voando.
It's very, very carioca.
Very recognizable.
When they said vez, I was like,
Vez,
yeah. I love it.
A carriça faz seu ninho na garagem. Uma vez,
Brasiliense.
as carriças adultas tinham voado para
Brasiliense is what they speak in the capital of Brasilia.
fora. Elas tinham ido buscar alguma coisa de comer para suas crias e tinham deixado seus pequenos sozinhos. Depois de algum tempo, o pai carriça retorna para casa. O que aconteceu aqui? Ele diz. Quem fez mal a vocês, crianças? Todos estão aterrorizados.
That didn't sound like Brasiliense.
To be honest, I can't really pinpoint Brasiliense.
Because like I do have some friends from Brasilia. And
How is this possible? I mean, the accent from your country's capital should be the most recognizable, no?
they sound like Espírito Santo, like it's super clean. It's hard to tell where they're from. But that sounded like they had some Nordestino.
For me, that sounded like they had a little bit of mineiro. A little bit.
Really? I don't know. I wouldn't say it didn't sound Brasiliense for me.
A Corruíra tinha seu ninho na garagem. Uma vez, os mais velhos saíram voando. Eles queriam caçar alguma coisa para os mais novos comer e deixaram os pequenos sozinhos. Depois de um tempo, o pai Corruíra voltou para casa. O que aconteceu aqui? Ele disse. Quem te machucou, meus filhos? Vocês estão tudo assustados.
To be honest, this also sounds like a very countryside.
Yeah. I cannot tell if it's the Serra Amazônica because I don't know their accent. But yeah, it does sound very, very from the countryside. I think there was some miswritten ones, like not quite the accent that we know him from. Felt like they were just trying to read all the words completely without the accent in it.
And they didn't say trem at any point.
At any point.
Like I have a lot of friends from Minas and they always say that.
I know, right? Like, mas esse trem é coisa chata, difícil, pessoal.
What does trem mean?
Não sabe decidir as coisas, não sabe colocar os vídeos direito. Right? I mean, I think the ones that we got right, they were like pretty obvious, like Carioca, the Caipira, Minas.
I think it's also hard to pinpoint because even amongst each accent, there are so much variations depending on whether you're from the countryside of that area or from like a bigger city. Because I haven't been to a lot of these places, right? So it's mostly what I've seen on TV or just like a couple of friends. And then it's my information pool is very small.
I've been to a few of those places, so I've heard quite a lot of people talking. That's why like the ones that I pinpointed, I felt the most like, that's not it. That's not it. I think the bigger differences we can see with the R's are the R, H, or R. Yeah, like porta, porta, or porta.
S or Z's, like, is like S, sh, or
Veish, or this.
Also like these, like where I'm from we say J.
And then the northeast and the north
like
part,
D. T as well.
D and T. So for example, we say bom dia, good morning, and they say bom dia.
Sometimes they shorten words, right? Some parts will say você or just se, or conjugation of verbs too, because sometimes we do it a little bit differently.
Or intonation. I feel that other countries also do have a lot of differences, but it's insane how different Brazil is.
It makes sense because it's a huge country, right? If you go to the States, you also have like many different accents for English, and some are quite.
But I think in the States it doesn't change as much as it does in Brazil, right? In the US.
It's hard to understand even.
I feel like it's more comparable to the United Kingdom, where the accents really change a lot. I will compare Brazil with the United Kingdom more than the US.
I think though that the bigger the country, the bigger the differences we have, especially influence from other countries. Because for example, in Brazil, there are some parts that have more German influence, some parts have more Italian influence, some have more French influence. So our accent changed a lot based on that. While like smaller countries had less of an influence. I might be saying something wrong, but I mean overall.
Oh, that's what we're talking about?
Portugal, of course.
Yeah.
I have heard from Angola.
Angola.
But surprisingly though, I feel that Brazilian Portuguese is the only one who's like the most different from Portugal. The other ones, they kind of feel Portuguese from Portugal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, I could be saying something wrong, but
no, I think she's right.
I'm very curious. I think I've only heard like those three, Brazil, Portugal, and
I don't
Angola.
actually get to meet a lot of people that speak Portuguese from other than Brazil.
A sobrelotação deste comboio regional.
Okay. I remember reacting to this video and most people told me that this is a bullshit video. Like, I mean, not a bullshit video in the sense that it's a bad video, but like at the end there's a, what is it called, that part of, oh my god, I can't remember, the one in Asia where they supposedly speak Portuguese, but you guys told me that basically no one speaks Portuguese there. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there's also like Macau speaking Portuguese in there, when in reality it's like 1% of the population, if not less.
Não é o único problema da Comboios de Portugal. Há anos as estações envelhecidas e viram com a atualização dos horários algumas das ligações suprimidas. O mesmo do Oeste. As falhas nas manutenções
do Oeste. It's so different.
I feel like Brazilian Portuguese has more like brighter and clearer sounds.
We pronounce.
Yeah, but at the same time, I can understand way more the Portuguese from Portugal than the one from Brazil. I mean, I really have to focus hard. If I focus, I can understand everything, even in Brazilian Portuguese. But the European one is the one that once I listen to it, then I get it right away. That's because I listen to lots of podcasts, watch lots of movies from Portugal, because I don't know anything from Brazil. I'm sorry, but if you can tell me, I mean, that's the whole point of this channel. So if you have recommendations for music, shows, comedy, I don't know, whatever, just tell me in the comment section and I will check it out.
The vowels much
more spaced, I think.
We take longer time to speak the words. For example, it feels like they're always cutting the end of it, or like not pronouncing some of the vowels, or very shortly. West Africa? Oh, Cabo Verde.
Ministro de Família e Inclusão Social, na visita hoje para o Conselho de Tarrafal de Santiago, anuncia criação de primeiro creche municipal e centro de idoso em parceria com a Câmara Municipal.
You know what? Actually, I've lived before and visited for lots of times in my 20s the Canary Island, where they speak Spanish. And I would say Cape Verde is very close to Canary Island. And their Portuguese sounds a lot like the Spanish accent from Canary Island. What the hell? I mean, it makes sense because of the vicinity, but wow, it's a totally different language. So.
That's so different.
This sounds like a mix of Spanish and Italian.
Yeah. Wow, that's so awkward in a good way. Like it feels so new.
I feel like if I heard it, I would be like, is it Spanish? Is it Italian? Oh, it's Portuguese.
Yeah. Because of exposure, I'm used to understanding Portuguese from Portugal, but I think I have to pay attention to what she's saying to actually to understand what she's saying.
Yeah. If I didn't pay attention, I would think she's speaking like a foreign language.
Yes, it sounds beautiful. I like it. I really do.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, can we hear a little bit more?
It really sounds like Italian, dude.
It does, right? I feel like it's more than Spanish.
No, to me it's more like Spanish.
A mix of Portuguese from Portugal and Italian.
Yeah.
Civil russo para Presidente da República, Francisco.
I think this is the one, no? East Timor. There is like a very small minority. I don't know, I remember that it was kind of controversial, this video actually.
Lolo, atuveta alteração lei fundo petrolífero também a garantia para investimento dívida privado nebe makalo Rússia empresa público timor-leste.
That was very Indonesian.
Okay, I'll never complain about Portuguese from Portugal anymore. That was so hard.
Right?
They speak so fast. So fast. And it feels like they speak like so much like closed. Up here is like.
I feel like the placement of the language is different. Like the Portuguese is like really here at the front of the mouth.
Yes. Well, theirs is like here down on the throat.
Like from Brazil, I would picture it more like here, like very nasal.
Yeah, we are way too nasal.
But this is here.
It's like here. I don't mean to offend anybody, please.
No, it's just like how I pictured the language coming out of my mouth.
I could understand like only a few words.
I have to really focus.
Hard. Had I not known that it was from Timor-Leste, I would think it was like a very specific region in Portugal because they speak very fast, but not really. It's also hard.
Residências encharcadas, árvores derrubadas e
I don't know, to me the Portuguese from Angola and Mozambique sounds pretty much the same as the Portuguese from Portugal. I had before a tutor for a very short amount of time from Mozambique, and I don't know, it sounded like he was speaking Portuguese from Portugal.
Cortes de energia elétrica em algumas zonas da capital. O Manuel André está no município do Quilamba-Quiaxi, onde uma bacia de retenção transbordou em consequência da chuva e várias casas, tal como já dissemos, estão inundadas.
That's much easier to understand. That's 100%. That flows.
I think that's why I thought that they all had like a much closer to Portugal kind of pronunciation because of Angola. It feels more musical than Portuguese from Portugal, but with the Portuguese from Portugal pronunciation.
I feel like they speak a little bit slower in Portugal.
And more like, there's a flow there.
Eu ainda era pequeno quando ele e o meu irmão trabalhavam na televisão de São Tomé, né? São Tomé e Príncipe, e eu ia lá espreitar, né? Ia lá ver como é que se fazia a televisão, e foi nesta altura que ganhei algum gosto pela televisão também, né? Por isso é que eu digo que ele também é responsável por tudo isto, né?
E hoje o Jerónimos é uma referência.
That's so fast too! That's more open than the other one though. It's not so much here.
But somehow I found it harder to understand. It's like I understood like sections of it, and then the other sections I was like, oh what?
I did understand like the whole context. Do not ask me because I already forgot.
I mean, this one was a little bit harder. For some reason, I understood sections.
That's so interesting.
I feel like I didn't know most of these accents.
Me neither.
I don't get exposed to them.
Cool. I really wish I could meet people from like those countries and be together with them like at some point to have a conversation. That would be so interesting, being able to speak in Portuguese with everybody.
I wonder how much of our vocabulary is different. I imagine a lot.
If we think about Brazil, Portugal, we already have like so many vocabulary that is different. They have like so many also other cultures that we have no contact with. What must be so interesting.
Truly.
For me, the most difficult was from East Timor, so Timor-Leste. It was, I understood only a few words. Overall, I could not. And she spoke so fast and I had to really focus on what she was saying.
For me was that one, and also like St. Thomas and Prince. I would get, because some sections of it, I feel like they would enunciate a little bit more, and then
I don't know, I understood it perfectly fine, the one from São Tomé and Príncipe.
I understand that, but then like towards the end of a sentence, I feel like it would be a little bit more mumbly, and then I would find that hard to understand.
I would have to hear it more times times to be able to pinpoint everything, but I would definitely say that they are all kind of close to Portugal compared to us. Their accents, their speed, or how much more pronounced the words are.
I feel like their vowels tend to be a little bit more less bright, how we say it in Portuguese, and sometimes less enunciated versus Brazilian Portuguese.
It was interesting though, like I wish I could actually see someone and meet someone from each different region to be able to like say, oh my god, that is different. Because sometimes we just don't know, we just realize like while we're talking. You're like, oh my god, you see that?
That would be fun. I think that would be easier as well to compare. But it was very interesting.
It was interesting. So today we compared accents inside of Brazil and Portuguese accents in other countries.
If you liked the video, please like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel.
We'll see you next time.
And if you want to see some exclusive videos, join the World Friends membership.
Bye!
Wait, what kind of exclusive videos? Okay, check out World Friends, definitely, because they make these amazing videos of comparing different languages from the whole world. They're doing God's work, definitely. Anyways, this video was so much fun. Let me know down in the comments how many accents did you guess right from Brazil. I mean, the other ones, I don't know, because it was already being written the specific location where it was spoken, so it wasn't too much of a game. I mean, even the Brazilian one, but yeah, maybe you close your eyes, you try to guess, so yeah. Let me know in the comments, and definitely recommend me some videos about Brazil. I'm going to react next to the ethnias that are descending from Brazil, because I don't remember the correct title, but yeah, I will be doing that. That's really interesting to me to know what about your DNA, so that's gonna be cool. And yeah, about maybe some Brazilian music, Brazilian places to visit. I reacted to a lot of Serra Gaúcha and other places that right now I can't remember, but yeah, it was cool. So I plan on keep on reacting and exploring your beautiful country. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.